And Margaret's son was Paul Wonderly, who was my great-grandfather. And Paul was married to Elizabeth Magullion, and that's a whole thing because the Magullions had a whiskey distillery in Boston, and that's a whole branch of the family I look forward to checking out because that's a very interesting part of the family. But as you get into this, you're like, wait, no, that was her brother. No, that's his uncle. I don't know. So we're going to learn a lot here because now I'm looking here, and the timelines, these were made in like the 80s, where people had just limited information. But this is fascinating. Fascinating stuff here. Wow. Okay, breaking news here. I'm further reading all these little things here. Nora Nano Delise, Michael C. Mahoney. So, oh no, she was can't even read that anymore. But Nano, her maiden name was not Mahoney, obviously. So Michael C. Mahoney. Yeah. Of the 11 children of Nano and Michael Mahoney, we will trace the histories of the 5 girls who were married: Margaret, Annie, Kate, Minnie. Minnie's the name on the letter. Holy cows. Minnie is the lady who was, oh my God. Wow. This is happening right now. Breaking news, folks. Yeah. Wow. I got to do some more research. I might have to recut this video. There might be some information that might not be currently up to date, but who cares? It's just whatever. But I love this. I love this shit. It's like, wow. Okay, calm down, Chris. All right, so there's this sheet that I found. It's a very poorly copied, you can barely read it anymore because it's been copied a couple times. But it's easier to read than some of the gravestones of my ancestors. I try to go back and you can't even read those because they're so worn. But this is interesting. So this is, that's Nano, and that's Michael Mahoney, and that's who we were talking about, the family. Those were wow. Now I'm confused here because Michael Mahoney, where did Wonderly come from? Wonderly, all right, I'll have to clear this up. But anyway, I'm going to read this little thing here because I think it's fascinating. Of the 11 children of Nano and Michael Mahoney, we will trace the histories of the 5 girls who were married: Margaret, Annie, Cato, Minnie, and I remember that, Minnie and Nani, which is weird, Nonie. Of the other children, we know that Patrick went to California in his early 30s and settled there. Alameda, maybe. Maybe that's where that comes from, where the letter came from, because the letter is signed Minnie. Weird. The one living Mahoney, Aunt Katie, says that Joe Deneen in the stamp was a baby. God took Agnes and Nellie back to him on the same day. Agnes was 6 and had just started going to school. Nellie was 1.5 and is described by Auntie Cato as a fat lump. Well, that's not very nice. Michael was blonde. He lived to be 21. This is who we're talking about. This is who the letter's about, Michael. Now I know Michael Mahoney was a blonde. He died in 1904. He was 21 years old. And that's not the rest of the story, but the beginning of the story, really. And that's fascinating. I love this shit.